the buttons. Trojans will be in white with the gray numbers and green outline. Crusaders are in the black jerseys, red numbers, and the white outline. It's going to be a good one here as tip-off comes from Carnegie Arena. It goes. Crusaders get the ball and start the half with possession. Working around now to the key. Drives inside. Has a good shot, and it's first points of the game for number 24, Darius Kane.
Shane Peterson demonstrating fantastic defense. That's just an example of that's good defense, better offense.
I mean, nothing more you can ask for there as the Trojans now try to match their first point attack, and it's missed at the rim by Khalif Barnes, stolen away. Now Crusaders pushing. Drive by Kane in, and he's got basket number 2 here early. 4-0 lead for the Crusaders.
Kane showing off that amazing body control and just lowering his shoulder and getting all the way to the rim.
Trey Nelson drives and takes it to the rim. Normally not the scorer, just the conductor of the offense, and taking it on himself and putting it in the basket for the Trojans as the Crusaders bring it up the court. That's number 3, Kamari Wirtz.
Yes, number 55, Trey Nelson, kind of reminding Carnegie Arena, hey, I can score too now.
Crusaders just can't seem to miss. Seemed like a wild throw, hits the backboard and goes in, enjoying a 4-point lead here, 6-2, as the Trojans will bring it up. Look for Ryan Roberts to get going. He came back in his first game, last game against North Georgia, put up 15 points and 4 from 6 from three-point range. Happy to have him back in the lineup as Coach Grant. Nelson drives, kicks over to Watkins, pump fakes and pulls it. And it gets rim stuck. Oh, such a deflating moment here for the Trojans because that would have been a big 3. Just can't do nothing but laugh at it and just move on.
Yeah, I got to have amnesia in moments like that. Just understand, it's really not that deep. You move on from it. I mean, if he just didn't hesitate, if Josiah Watkins had just pulled it the first time, I feel like that confidence could have gotten the Trojans going.
Now Watkins finds himself in a small trap. He's full court pass. Now Trojans moving the ball around. 3-point shot from Roberts. It's an air ball. Nelson gets the rebound, and he steps out. Another forgettable moment there for the Trojans. Just got to be like Ted Lasso. Be a goldfish. They have a memory of about 15 seconds.
You can't go wrong with the Ted Lasso quote.
Trojans on defense now. Deep pass into the center, and Khalif Barnes there. Great defensive pressure. Trojans now bringing it up the court. Moving from left to right. Nelson dribbling top right of the key over to Watkins. Ball movement good around to Roberts. Just keep passing around, setting up their offense. Looking a screen. 15 on the shot clock. Barnes, great screen up top. Good pressure by the Crusaders to pick it up. Watkins now in the corner. 7 on the clock. Drives. Finds Barnes at the top of the key. 4 seconds. Trojans got to get a shot off here. Watkins throws one up, and it gets in.
That was such an amazing basketball play. Finding your players, making sure the ball is moved on both sides of the court, and just displaying so much patience by the Trojans.
We've had a quick substitution already for the Crusaders as Jalen Jones is on the thing. We have a deep 3, and it's just off target. Roberts gets the rebound. Now Nelson pushing the ball up the court. Does a dribble move to Peterson for 3. Just rims out. Peterson fights, gets his own rebound. Roberts and Peterson, last year's freshman duo that really helped the Trojans offense. Back here again, working well. Barnes on the drive inside, and it's out of bounds. Turnover from the Trojans.
We got substitutions coming in for White. Number 12, Brent Randleman. And number 2, Aaron Murphy, trying to make something happen and push the tempo and just trying to see the ball go through the net, really.
And Ja'Cory Owens comes in for the Crusaders as Murphy guards him down low. Tight man-to-man pressure here as the Crusaders work it around the key. High screen set, takes it, goes into the center and puts it up, and it just falls. I mean, Crusaders have done a nice job attacking the paint and have built that 4-point lead back up. 8-4 now. Nelson brings it across, finds Roberts. Good pass over to Redelman. Redelman now top of the key, takes it himself into the paint, and just too strong there as it rims out. Now the Crusaders have numbers, looking to try and push it down floor. They slow down to set up the offense. They find Jones. Jones pump fakes, drives, finds a wide open teammate. can't do anything with it. That quick fury of defense. Roberts, great defense, deflected off Peterson. Now Nelson brings it up the court for the Trojans. He pump fakes, drives, and is stolen away. Great hustle. Nelson gets it back. Peterson for three and knocks it down.
Fantastic effort by so many of the Trojan stars on this floor, trying to make the hustle play and trying to have that quick amnesia, trying to move the ball. And Shane Peterson just cleaned it up for us.
I mean, this is where the Trojans have been great, is their three-point game. Good defense there. Peterson almost takes it away. Owens, little hook shot, can't go. And we have a late whistle as number 2, Mason Taylor, will go to the foul line. Foul's called on Brant Randleman. And we welcome you back here to Carnegie Arena as the Crusaders will take the free throw here. Mason Taylor at the line. What's he shooting, Reagan?
He's shooting 87% at the free throw line, and that's something that you got to be able to recognize before the game starts. It's got to be ingrained in your brain if you're the team in white. They need to work on having more pride in their defense and trying to have no middle drive so you have a built-in box out, because if you box out a player like number 2, the senior, I mean, you're going to be able to prevent him to be on the free throw line.
Hits both free throws there as now the Crusaders perfect 100% from the game. Quick substitution in as Colin Radcliffe came in on the second free throw here. Trojans having to rely deep on their roster as Redford Dunton twisted his ankle in the last game and is unable to play here. And he's their lead scorer right now, averaging 14 points a game. And so see how they go. Murphy goes up to the rim and gets hammered. Foul zone number 2, Mason Taylor.
Aaron Murphy flexing those muscles, trying to understand that he is one of our biggest and strongest on this team and trying to just hammer it down in the paint. And, yeah, as you mentioned, Redford Dunton, I mean, he had tweaked it in North Georgia, and something that the Trojans really have to work on is step up, and you have to be the next man to rise to the occasion and rely on each other and move the ball and let the game come to them. I mean, I feel I had a conversation with Redford right before the game, and he had mentioned that, you know, he's probably not going to make much of an appearance until around the end of December, around the 30th. So we're excited to see him spring back into action.
Absolutely. Murphy comes in, hits 1 of 2 free throw shootings at 48% on the year. Great defensive error. It gets a lucky bounce as Radcliffe. I mean, great defense, hands in the face, just gets the lucky bounce as it goes in. Now Nelson pushing the tempo a little bit, trying to set up the Trojan offense. Murphy brings the screen, drives right. Nelson dishes Radcliffe to the 3. And one word to describe this Trojan team in white is grit. They will fight each possession to get baskets, and now just down to a 1-point game. Trojans looking for their first lead as the Crusaders have it working in top of the key. Find inside. Good ball movement now. Post up. Little shot goes. Can't get it. Murphy with the rebound. Now Nelson driving it up court, bringing some speed. Hesitates. Finds Murphy. Oh, Murphy could have pulled a 3. He has a decent 3-point shot. Doesn't shoot many of them. Now Nelson with the handles, trying to drive. Finds Peterson for 3. And misses that one. Just a little bit off the front iron. Now Crusaders bring the ball up the court. Find number 20, DJ Holloway. Back to number 10, Jalen Simpson. Trojans playing zone here. First time, really, to my eyes, we've seen this zone. Peterson jumps out for the 3. Can't. Great defense by Peterson. Mason Taylor missed. Now Trojans looking to take the lead. Nelson drives. Finds Peterson. Deep 3. Pump fake. Dish inside to Murphy. Murphy pulls it from the sideline. Can't get it. Now Taylor brings it up for the Crusaders. Trojans set up their zone. Murphy finds inside. Can't get it to go. Rebound to the Crusaders. Murphy goes straight up with him, and another good bounce by the Crusaders from the rim.
Something that the Trojans had gone into was zone, as you had mentioned, Thomas. And that's the thing that Belmont Abbey recognized. They were able to see those gaps and flash to the middle of the paint and try to make something happen. And if you don't have that box out there, you're going to get second, third chance opportunities to put the ball in the basket.
Peterson for three gets fouled. Late whistle comes in as Wade Jackson is called for the foul. Takes down Peterson as he's shooting the three. And Peterson is the best free throw shooter we have right now on the Trojans, coming in at 83%. He's been a spark plug. They don't use him a lot. In the last two home games they had against Shaw and Lise McRae, they had 2 technicals, and they put Trey Nelson to the line or somebody else. And it's just, you need to rely on your heavy hitters, especially when Peterson's shooting 83%. First one goes.
When you have a teammate like Shane Peterson and you're so confident in their shot, you don't really have to worry about the offensive side of things. You kind of just let the game come to you, and you have that confidence to make the extra play and value each possession.
Trojans going with a new group as Josiah Watkins, Kayleaf Barnes, and Daryl Johnson comes back in. And Trojans have tied this thing up. And this is the first time they've been close to getting that lead since the beginning tip. And, I mean, it's been Crusaders all the way, but see how the Trojans do. Coach Grant getting some fresh legs out there and see what they could do here. Peterson guarding the outside. Drive in. We have a whistle on Peterson. Jaylon Simpson will go to the line to shoot 2.
Got some communication going in the paint on the free throw line, trying to get all of the ducks in order for the team in white. Trying to make sure everybody is in their defensive rotation.
First one up and bounces in. The rim has been their friend today. Simpson is a 71% free throw shooter on the season. Gets the first one to go there. Drills the second one. Crusaders back up 2. But the Trojans' three-point game has been there, and it's just interesting to see what they do as Watkins will bring it up the floor for the Trojans. Dribbling, asking for a screen. Drives, finds Nelson. Works it back to the center. Finds Peterson. Pump fake. Takes it inside. Pump fakes and now finds Barnes. Almost mistimed. Loose ball. Trojans come up. Nelson, step back 3. Gets it!
That boy is nice.
And the Trojans finally have the lead for the first time this game. Watkins applying pressure now. Trojans are playing man defense here early.
Yeah, trying to get out of that zone that they were just in. But will it bite them in the butt?
Ball hammered off Peterson's face, and I mean, it almost did. Nelson got beat by the man pressure. We have a timeout here on the floor, and we will take the media timeout with them.
Welcome back to the Trojan Sports Network. You are watching the Belmont Abbey versus Mount Olive game. We're back from Shane Peterson. Pushing the tempo, Josiah Watkins. Having some ball movement going on here. Passing inside to number 0, Kayleaf Barnes.
There we go. Sorry, our arena mic got turned up a little bit there while we were in break. Trojans now take the ball back over, and we have an offensive foul trying to fight through the screen.
Those types of fouls are so irritating to me because you're trying to run the play and trying to be in this exact spot where you need to be, and sometimes your teammates, rush and try to get off of the screen, and it happens all back to back to back, and you're out of place, and then they call it, and it gets another foul, and it's so irritating. It's like a thorn in my side.
And I've been a part of many fouling days. I mean, I was used pretty much for a foul in my heyday, but those fouls do get annoying, especially when you set a good screen.
Man.
Good pressure by the Trojans defense now. Crusaders looking to drive, dish it out to the corner. The Crusaders love the middle of the floor, and they have a foul called here on Daryl Johnson, freshman from Gainesville, Virginia.
I mean, they love the middle of the floor because the Trojans keep giving it to them. As my mom always said, like who likes you. And if the Crusaders like the middle of the paint, then they're going to like getting to the free throw line and just attracting those fouls.
We have a 3 attempt for the Crusaders. Number 0, Jackson's miss. Now Watkins brings it up the floor, over to Nelson. Back to Watkins, just trying to set up the offense. 22 on the clock. Barnes now tries to bring the screen. They find Barnes underneath, mishandles the ball, and he gets it in. Trojans' lead is up to 3 now, biggest for the game for the Trojans. Good dish into Barnes underneath and then finds the basket. Now the Crusaders looking to respond.
Something I find interesting is when you put Watkins at the 1, it gives the opportunity for Trey Nelson, number 55, to move down to the 2 spot and kind of just let them work in a way where, you know, you have more ball movement and it's just at a faster pace, and you have trust in 2 guards rather than just 1, as we have a whole bunch of substitutions for Belmont Abbey. Number 2, Taylor, and number 3, Wirtz, back in the game.
And Ryan Roberts also comes back into the game for the Trojans. And, I mean, they've been a good combo right now. Trojans up 3. Peterson's going to shoot the 3, and Roberts down there can shoot the 3 too. And this team loves the 3 ball. Back to the zone. 3 on the shot clock. It's up. And another lucky bounce as it hits high off the rim and goes in for the Crusaders. They dish it up to Nelson. Nelson now for the Trojans. Pause, sets up the offense. Takes a hesitation step. 3 from the corner, and he knocks it down. Peterson is on fire right now with 9 points.
I mean, if you have the hot hand, you got to keep giving it back to him. You've got that confidence in him, and he's just going to keep knocking it down. It doesn't matter what the defense puts in front of him. He's going to read it, and he's going to make the best possible play.
Beautiful jump shot there as it goes in. Now 3-point lead for the Trojans. Watkins will bring it up the floor for the Trojans. Screen set by Murphy. They're just going to dish around. They find Nelson. And they say Nelson stepped out, and another turnover here for the Trojans. It's been a plague of the season for the Trojans as turnovers have come at a premium here. They have 5 turnovers on the day so far.
Something about turnovers, I mean, Belmont Abbey, they're going to do their absolute best to try to convert off of that and try to make them pay and try to put the ball in the basket for every mistake that the team in white makes.
Frazier with the deep 3 miss. Now Trojans looking to attack. Murphy down low, fights and just too strong on the thing. Thought he would have had more pressure and just overthought it. Roberts trying to poke the ball out. 3 attempt for the Crusaders. It's good. As Wirtz gets it to go. Now the Crusaders have the lead again. Nelson will bring it up. Looking for the screen from Murphy. Crusaders have done a nice job of help defense for the screens. They look at Peterson. They dish it down to Murphy. Murphy drives, pressure, puts it up and off the glass. Good inside take by Murphy as he uses his strength and his size to get in an easy basket. Bully ball, as we call that.
Absolutely.
Watkins gets beat, trying to poke it out, and Taylor will take a wide open shot at the free throw line. We will have a timeout here quickly. We'll stay on and just keep going. It's a 30-second timeout, which will be immediate.
And the breeze just pushes it out the way, honestly.
Well, part of the Crusaders' 1-point lead right now is Mason Taylor with 10 points, 3 rebounds already, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, 4 from 8. Shooting 50%. I mean, he's made some impressive shots here. Crusaders switch up the defense a little bit, applying man pressure full court. Now Nelson brings it across, looking to set up the offense. Have double screens here. They find Peterson. Peterson drives in. Euro steps over to Roberts, back to Nelson. Nelson pulls it for 3. And just rims out. That's the difference here for the Trojans and the Crusaders. Crusaders, that ball would have gone in, and Trojans just haven't been able to find the backboard as the Crusaders have. Crusaders side up their offense now, working around the wing. Back to Frazier. Deep dish inside, almost taken away. Now Murphy playing good D. Back to the top of the key. Taylor has the ball. 7 on the shot clock. Taylor does a dribble move, gets inside, and another lucky bounce as it goes in off the front iron. They're hot right now. enjoying a 3-point lead against the Trojans, and it's been all Crusaders, it feels like.
Taylor was just on island time. He said, give me the rock and clear out.
Randleman now drives and takes it in, and good layup there. Using the inside, had space, got to the layup, or got to the lane and got the board.
I just enjoy Brent Randleman's just play. He's just a dynamic player, and he's smooth. He's able to give the spark off of the bench and just make something happen.
Taylor for three, and I mean, he's been their offense. Peterson right on him. There's nothing more you could ask for Peterson except to foul the guy. I mean, Taylor is just playing out of his mind as the three goes, and now the Crusader lead is up to 4. Nelson at the top of the key in a little bit of trouble. Finds Randleman. Randleman now dancing around. Back to Roberts. They get it to Peterson. Peterson back to Roberts, just playing good team ball. Finds Murphy inside. Murphy, unlucky as it rims out, fishbowls out. And now Taylor pushing it for the Crusaders, the one man you don't want to have the ball. He has a little bit of a lane. Randleman cuts the defense off. Taylor jumps up and gets the ball wide from him, but they're going to call a foul on Brent Randleman.
It was such a late whistle, but he got him with the body, and we're just going to move on from it. I mean, at this point, I see it as a blessing because Taylor, he is on fire, and he's about to start getting the momentum started for the team in black. I mean, this is probably the best way to score when the clock is stopped.
And, I mean, for Randleman, that's foul number 2 as Taylor misses his first free throw here, and that's pretty big for the Trojans, down 4. Randleman has 2, Peterson has 2 here in the early going, and Watkins also has 2. So, I mean, Trojans in foul trouble early.
You've got number 14, Christopher Clark, subbing in for the Trojans.
And he misses both free throws, and they get an easy layup as there was no pressure on the inside as Clark now will bring it up. Go ahead. Clark, bring it up. Gets past half court now. Finds Roberts. Trojans down 6. They rely on Murphy. Murphy drives, puts it on the glass, and gets it in.
It's the easy buckets that we need. We need to chip away and just drive it down in the paint and persevere and get something done.
Peterson right on Taylor, and he forces a turnover, which is good, right in front of the Trojan bench, and they were all signaling to get to the turnover. Barnes is in now for Roberts. Of course, Roberts broke his hand at the beginning of the season, and the second game played, so getting him in and out, getting some fresh legs.
Yeah, he's all taped up, but that's really not stopping him.
Clark using some speed, gets to the top of the key. Down Barnes is there, trying to set the screen. Pressure right on Peterson. Almost loses the ball, finds Randleman now. Trojans working the top of the key. Randleman kind of in trouble, gets it taken away. Crusaders have numbers, go deep, and they miss the layup, and Barnes comes down with a rebound, but another turnover for the Trojans. Full court pass over to Jackson. Jackson now, free throw line, pulls it back, takes it back in, turnaround jumper, and it's good.
Within that sloppy sequence of possessions, honestly, the thing that stands out was Brent Randleman's hustle and trying to get that block.
And now Randleman has the ball, right corner. Peterson, defense right on him. And we have a foul called here. Who's it going to be on? It's going to be on black 0. That's Jackson. He took a shot to the mouth is what he's saying as he was moving across Barnes' shoulder. Colin Radcliffe coming in for Aaron Murphy. Murphy's been big down low, and now Trojans looking to score and try and cut down this lead a little bit.
Also coming in for the Crusaders, number 10, Jalen Simpson, trying to be a spark off of the bench.
Clark feeds Randleman now. Randleman top of the key to the right, finds Radcliffe. Back and forth we go. Randleman drives, and contact by Taylor forces Randleman to miss the shot. Fouls on number 2, which is Taylor. Now Brent Randleman comes to the free throw line. Brent Randleman at the free throw line here. Trojans have been hit or miss at the free throw line this season, is to say the least, starting to get better.
As of right now, they're 80% for today.
The percentage will go down as that one just off the iron. Today's game, people try to make it without using the backboard. And my coach always said the backboard's there to use it. And Renneman misses 2. It's going to hurt the average for the team. And now Crusaders beat the pressure from the Trojans D. Barnes gets beat on the outside, and a little reach-in foul is going to be called on Khalif Barnes for the Trojans. 16 fouls already for the Trojans. I mean, it's been a rough day for Trojans fans and fouls. Peterson does a great athletic effort, gets up and hits the ball out and hits it out of the Crusaders' hand. Barnes checks out as Murphy checks back in. Randleman will inbound the ball. Gets it to Nelson. Nelson now. Slowly bring it up. Pressure on him. Crosses the half-court line now. Finds Radcliffe. Radcliffe inside to Murray. Murphy spin move. Pump fakes. Goes up and gets hit. Foul's going to be on number 1, Ja'Cory Owens. And Murphy will go back to the free throw line.
Honestly, I feel like this is the best way to kind of put yourself in a position to get back into the flow of things. Just trying to hammer it down low and score when the clock is stopped, and try to just catch your breath, regroup, and try to make sure everybody's on the same page.
And Murphy drills the first one. I mean, it was silky smooth. Let's see how he does on the second one.
Oh.
And 2 for 2. That's shocking for that man. Shooting 48% from the free throw line. Then one of the Trojans' biggest issues. Pressure gets beat quickly here by the Crusaders.
But he understands that it's crunch time.
Frazier for 3. Knocked down. As now the lead for the Crusaders is up to 7. Trojans trying to chip away. We got about 3 minutes, 20 seconds left in this first half of basketball. Trojans down 7, trying to set something up. They've done well in the second half. I've seen them come back from a 17-point deficit at halftime and took the lead. Peterson, jump shot. No good, just a little too strong. Frazier with the rebound. Now Crusaders pushing it up floor. Back to Frazier. Frazier to the corner now. Dribbling. Pulls the dribble up. Down low to Owens. Owens, deep heave, over to the corner. Driving by number 5, Jones. Back to Frazier for 3. And rims out. Owens is going to get fouled by Murphy, even though that was a loose ball situation. And it's just, now the Trojans are at 1-1, and this does not help their point differential, as Owens is pretty big, and he could probably knock him down at the free throw line.
Something that also doesn't help, I'm looking at the rebounds and the offensive rebounds for both Belmont Abbey and Mount Olive. Belmont Abbey is sitting at 16 overall rebounds versus 8 from Mount Olive. And offensive rebounds for the Crusaders is 6-1. That's so many extra possessions and gives them opportunity, and it makes sense why they're up by 7.
Trojans get lucky as Owens missed that free throw. Now looking to attack. Nelson drives in. Finds Ratcliffe cutting. Reverse layup, and it's good.
That was silky. I've always said Radcliffe he always plays so smooth. I love it.
Randleman tried to strip it away, and it's a pass too high as it hits off the hands of number 5, Jalen Jones. Now the Trojans get a turnover here, trying to build some momentum here. 2 minutes to go at half. But you got to be careful. Belmont Abbey is in the bonus. Nelson will bring it up for the Trojans. Low and slow. Good screen by Peterson. Nelson driving. About loses the ball. Defense right on him. Murphy for 3. Oh, and just off the left side of the iron. Crusaders pushing hard. Have to pull it back. Frazier for 3. In and out. Over the back from what looked like on Murphy, but no call as the Crusaders will get the ball and just slow things down. Work it at the top of the key. It's number 10, Simpson. Simpson drives. Turnaround jumper, just too strong as Peterson gets it. Peterson will bring it up. Guarded by number 24, Kane. Trojans now working around the key. In the corner. Owens almost got beat by the push. Murphy, good jump shot there. in, and now Trojans only down by 3. Minute to go. Momentum's heavily in the favor of the Trojans. Look for a good stop here. Nelson bringing pressure defensively, staying with his guy. 24, that's Kane. Inside, using the size advantage and just in. We have a timeout called quickly by the Crusaders, and we'll stay here with them. I mean, very quick timeout, up 5. I mean, Trojans about shooting their free throw average, about 68%. They're at 67 right now. And, I mean, it's been an impressive showing, 6 of 9 from the free throw line and 4 of 10 from the three-point line, and that's how the Trojans live or die. Nelson will get the ball on the inbound here. He brings it up court, guarded by Kane. Crusaders trying to milk as much clock as they can. They find Watkins. Watkins covered, double screened. Ball taken away. Nelson dives for it. Watkins comes up with it, finds Peterson for 3. Just too strong. Murphy gets it, but Nelson is hurt. They have a foul here called on number 21, Kyle Frazier. Murphy will go back to the line. Or no, it's going to be an inbound by the Trojans.
Yeah, Trey Nelson's, he's tough. He's going to be able to finish at least 28 seconds left and put the team on his back as the point guard and as the leader right now.
The Crusaders have been doing this double team when they come for the screen, and sometimes it's been their kryptonite. And Nelson will put it up and count the basket.
We'll take that.
Foul's going to be on number 24, Darius Kane, and, I mean, takes it in. Now Nelson will step to the line. Nelson, like I said, not known for scoring, averaging 9 points a game, and he's a 75% free throw shooter.
Something that I've noticed for Belmont Abbey's defense, it looks like it's a very hard hedge, or maybe sometimes they black or they double, and the Trojans need to recognize that sooner and be able to make a quicker, more efficient decision, whether it's passing, it's either over the head flip pass or an inside hand pocket pass, just trying to get around the land of the trees, really.
That one's good, and now Nelson's 1 point away from his season average. And playing tight D, 10 seconds here, down by 2. Crusaders trying to hold this ball. Get double teamed. Murphy, he lowers the shoulder. Khalif Barnes comes up with it, and it's not enough time. Nelson with a full court heave, just not going to do it here. That reached halftime, and we'll be back here in a few minutes for some halftime stats. This has been Reagan Hune. I'm Thomas Wingate on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ensure your teammates like, I have your back. Do you have mine?
Yeah, and for the Trojans here in the second half, they'll have Nelson, Watkins, Barnes, Roberts, and Peterson. And for the Crusaders, they'll have Taylor, looks like Wirtz, Kane, I believe, is out there, Salt, and then Frazier. And one thing you were talking about is built like a family. Trojans athletic director Joey Higginbotham encourages all sports to encourage each other here.
That's why we see a couple of women's basketball players here. We're all kind of here for. We are all here for the Christmas break and trying to really enjoy the love of the game. And that was just a fantastic play by the Crusaders right there.
But Barnes responds beautifully, getting the basket after getting crossed up and hitting the floor. And, I mean, just couldn't hit the basket, could the Crusaders. But now we got a tie ball game, and we'll see how Trojans respond and get going as they'll have Nelson guarding Wirtz on the top of the key. Now Taylor, the lead scorer here, against Roberts. Free throw range jump shot. In and out. And in the first half, that would have gone in. I mean, it could be the left side backboard. Now Peterson, top of the key, finds Barnes on the inside. Barnes drives, puts the shoulder in. Too strong. Fights for his own rebound and gets Taylor, I believe, for the reach around. Now they're going to call number 23, Salt, for the foul.
Khalif Barnes just displaying just growth down in the paint. Honestly, I've seen so much improvement with his footwork and trying to finish down low for the big man as he fumbles the ball a little bit, but you got to have a goldfish memory, as you had mentioned, Thomas, and kind of just move on to the next play and have confidence in yourself even after little mistakes like that.
Well, I don't blame, sorry to cut you off, I don't blame Barnes for that play. I mean, because Watkins just kind of threw a wild pass up expecting the alley-oop.
But the thing is, I've seen them try to do that a couple of times throughout this season. It's just like they have that chemistry, and it just seems to be a little off. And understanding that, you know, Belmont Abbey was all over him, clobbering down in the paint as another three is buried for the Crusaders.
Well, when Frazier buries the three, I mean, you were talking about all around. Nobody was around him. He was wide open, just splashed the three in the Trojans' face. Now the Trojans got to try and respond. You're looking Roberts or somebody. Frazier playing tight D on Roberts. They feed Barnes down. Barnes on the post. Drives, takes it in, and we'll have a blocking foul as will it be on Salt again? Number 23, yep, it is on Salt. Was hitting the deck trying to take the charge and trips up Barnes on the way to the ground as he was going for the shot. Barnes now comes to the free throw line. Barnes shooting 53%. Trojans really need these here as they're down 3. First one is money as it goes in. Has some substitutions coming in as Colin Radcliffe will check in for Ryan Roberts. Ryan Roberts coming off of a 15-point game. Hasn't been as involved here as you would like to see, but Coach Grant getting fresh legs in there and trying to get the best roster he can right now to score.
Understanding who is going to be able to contribute to the team, that's just most important. And kind of just, as I had mentioned earlier, valuing each possession and understanding who on the floor is, you know, going to be able to make the most of each possession, really.
Trojans bring a little bit of pressure. Barnes made the free throw and then goes to the bench for a quick breather as Murphy came in for him. Now the Crusaders will have the ball top of the key. Peterson on Taylor. Taylor been the Crusaders' top scorer. Double team on Taylor. Smart by the Trojans. Now to get him wrapped up. Peterson now guarding him as best he can. Dribbles in. A late whistle will be called as the basket's good. Foul's going to be on number 2, Aaron Murphy, with a push. And, I mean, it was tight defense all around. He waited till after the basket almost went in just to call a foul.
I mean, it really just has to do with discipline. I mean, Shane Peterson was having such a great opportunity to shut Mason Taylor down, and it was just like they kind of got antsy. It was getting towards the end of the shot clock, and they were getting tired, and you have to be disciplined to just stay straight up and keep your hands off.
Now the Trojans have a chance to take it. Murphy drives inside, lowers the shoulder, and puts it up and in. I mean, it's a great shot by Murphy, getting the inside. Now Trojans trail by 2. Quick pressure here from the Crusaders as Taylor already has the ball. 15 points with him tonight. Wide open is Owens. Owens tried to go for the slam, but Murphy disrupted the ball just a little bit, but Owens finishes with a layup, now down 4. Trojans will now bring the ball up the court. They dish it to Murphy at the top of the key. He finds Nelson. Back to Murphy. Murphy inside. Picks his dribble up and tries to put it in. Oh, Watkins' shot just dribbles out. Had a good double team going, but left it off going. Could have applied a lot more pressure to Frazier. He didn't have anybody helping him around him. Now Radcliffe defending at the top of the key against Wirtz. Wirtz working against Radcliffe. Pushes inside. Now distribution. Frazier for 3. He doesn't miss many, but Kane comes in for the putback. I mean, is just there offensively to help his Crusader. Watkins now driving. Under the basket, it's blocked. Owens, momentum, but we have a turnover here, and they're going to call it as Trojans last touched it.
I mean, a lot just happened there, but it just showed a lot of effort on both ends of the court.
We're going to have refs were having a conference here and trying to decide if that was the right call. Watkins gets pulled real quick as Randleman comes in. Now Trojans facing a 6-point deficit when they were down 2 at half. I mean, it's been all Crusaders right now, and Trojans just haven't been able to do much since coming back from break. Size mismatch here as Owens goes against Nelson, and there's not much he can do. I mean, Nelson, the smaller guy. Owens, one of the biggest people on the court. And Owens now over the back of Murphy, but it will retain Trojan ball. Now Clark will come in for Nelson. We'll have a timeout. I believe this will be a media timeout. Down here 8. Is they need something offensively. I mean, Crusaders have had the size advantage and just going on the inside, and it's been a struggle for the Trojans to get going.
Yeah, the Crusaders just dished out a dream crusher for the Trojans. They just had so many great possessions back to back, stop, score, stop, as Aaron Murphy.
The up and under gets the big man up in the air with a pump fake and goes under him to put the basket in.
Ooh, where are you going? Pop-Tart.
Now Trojans just got to answer defensively and hold the ball, hold the Crusaders from not scoring. They go up big to Owens, and 4 people crash the boards for the Trojans to ensure that big man does not get a slam here. Clark now moving the ball around. He picks his dribble up, finds help in Peterson. Peterson now stares it down, finds Randleman, working around the key. Randleman drives, puts one up, and we have a late whistle here called on number 3, Kamani Wirtz, as Brent Randleman will go to the free throw line here.
Honestly, that was probably the best outcome that we could have expected out of the Trojans. I mean, that was just a display of high IQ, looking for the best and highest possible shot. There were a couple of opportunities to score the basketball around the perimeter, but they decided to move the ball, keep the defense honest, and we settled for Brent Randleman driving to the line and scoring the highest percentage shot, and as he makes both free throws.
And now he's 2 of 4 right now. He missed his first 2 attempts. Normally a 42% shooter, and those are huge as Trojans still trying to trim this lead down. Playing tight defense is Randleman now. Now Clark at the top of the key. Crusaders are working around, loses the ball, does Jackson. Gets it again now. Double team here by Peterson and Barnes. Crusaders 6 on the shot clock. Barnes down low. Owens spinning in, and I mean, you can't do nothing else. Barnes is on him as best he can, not causing a foul, disrupting. Peterson for 3 though, quick turnaround. A little too strong. None of his teammates were there. Randleman's going to get a steal, but they're going to whistle him a foul instead. Great pressure by Randleman.
As number 5, Jalen Jones, crashes to the ground as the aftermath of Brent Randleman's defensive pressure. He just caught him with the body.
I mean, it was good pressure for Randleman, and it would have been a big momentum swing in favor of the Trojans, but especially after that missed 3 from Peterson. Trojans team lives and dies by the 3-point range, and it's not been there tonight for them. We have a deep 3 here from Jackson. Owens, the big man, though, comes up with a rebound. Out to Taylor. Taylor, dangerous 3-point shooter, and he gets it.
Baby, I knew that was going in just by the way he caught the ball. And his shot is so silky, so smooth. And the backspin, I mean, you really can't be mad at it at this point.
Barnes, pull-up jumper. You just can't get it to go. A little too strong. One bounce off the rim. Now Taylor has it in transition. Throws one up and can't get it. Owens again, offensive rebound. And he gets the and one as the bench for the Crusaders erupts.
The energy in this arena is just off the charts right now. And it's not for the home team. It's all Belmont Abbey.
Things getting very chippy here between both teams as number 24, Kane, was sitting there clapping straight in the face of the Trojans defense, and that could be dangerous as that could be seen as taunting for a technical foul. And we've seen this happen multiple times, but now Crusaders up 11 here and looking to add to it as Owen steps to the line. He misses earlier shot early on, and we have a lane violation on White 4. Oh, Josiah Watkins apparently went too early. I mean, huge momentum swing. Owens missed the free throw.
Come on. You have to be locked in and really focused and stay sharp. Pay attention to details. And luckily, You know, they didn't score right then for the Crusaders, but another thing to know, why they keep getting to the free throw line is because of these offensive rebounds. Belmont Abbey has 10 versus Mount Olive's 4 for the whole game.
Murphy now on the wing, drives inside against Owens and lays it in. Beautiful. With Owens missing that last free throw, you could say the expression ball don't lie.
See, Thomas, you know exactly what I'm thinking.
Now Trojans sticking with their man coverage, trying to work and get some of this deficit cut down here, trailing 9. Tight pressure by Randleman. Jackson throws up a shot off the front iron. Peterson should have been called at least an offensive foul by the Crusaders because his arm got pulled down. Crusaders get another offensive board. Taylor underneath, and you just can't let that happen. He's been their lead scorer tonight.
Yeah, it's just been a tough break as a turnover was just caused.
Almost caused, as the Trojans will retain possessions here. Taylor has 21. Of course, last week against Converse had 29, so looking to set a new career high. Plenty of time here. And the Trojans is just down bad right now as they're down 11 trying to get back into this.
They just can't feel defeated. You have to be able to push through adversity just like Josiah Watkins just did. And just understand you got to read the defense and take what is given to you. If there's a left lane wide open for you, you take it.
I mean, good control, almost lost the dribble and just takes it to the rack. 3 ball here for Jackson, and it's good. It's hard to match 2 points for 3 points, especially when you're down.
It's just a deflating feeling, but you can't let that stop you.
Now Trojans work the ball. Spin move from Murphy. Has his ball picked up. Tried hitting Brent Randleman on the cut. Taylor, great defensive awareness, gets the steal. Now pushing it up the floor. Trojans cause a turnover of themselves, and the ball still on the ground. Should be a backcourt. Trojans trying to keep up pressure. They find Owens underneath. Owens picks his dribble up. Now Crusaders swing it back out to try and slow down possession. Fresh 20 on the clock. Roberts guarding. Loses the ball, and it's a late foul called against Ryan Roberts. I don't think that was a foul, Mr. Official, but I'm not the official, so I can't make that call. Roberts gets called for the reach foul here, and we're about to go for a media. We welcome you back here to Carnegie Arena. Division II men's basketball conference Carolina play at hand as the Crusaders hold a 12-point lead here against the home team Trojans. And, I mean, it's just been Taylor's game right here as Taylor has the ball, almost loses it. Strong presser from Murphy, one of their best defenders. And we have an offensive foul. Just threw the little guy down, did Owens. I mean, he used his side against Nelson. Nelson fell, and we're having a first-time appearance from Jermail Rockington for the Trojans here. His first appearance, freshman guard from Lumberton, North Carolina. Saying it went off Watkins, even though Watkins looked like he didn't touch it.
From this angle, it kind of did. I mean, that's another thing to know. You can't let the men in stripes define this game. You know, you had mentioned that, you know, there was a call that we may or may not have agreed with, but as a player, you can't let that be the downfall of how you react to the gameplay.
And another foul called here on Randleman on the drive. Clear foul as number 20, DJ Holloway, will step to the line here for the Crusaders.
Just before the free throws were shot, leader and the point guard, number 55, Trey Nelson, trying to get the Trojans on the same page and making sure that they have the right game plan ahead of them as number 20, DJ Holloway.
Holloway is a 62% shooter, and he drills his first shot.
Ryan Roberts back in the game for the team in white. Also, Jalen Simpson for the Crusaders, trying to make something happen.
Well, Crusaders have a 13-point lead, and if you're them, you don't want to coast on the lead. But if you're the Trojans, you hope they do so you can start scoring and get on a run here because that's what you need right now. Second one for Holloway is money.
I have a feeling that's a good reason why Ryan Roberts is back in the game, because we need some threes. Speaking of threes, we see number 13, Shane Peterson, about to check into the game. So we're trying to get some threes, letting it fly. Just trying to make the best possible option.
Trojans find the freshman underneath. Finds Murphy for an alley-oop and one. It should have been an and one, but Murphy gets under the double team there and finds the basket.
Ooh, we'll take that.
Great awareness from the freshman in Brockington. Turnover here for the Trojans. Pushing. They have the numbers. Now Brockington drives. Oh, and Roberts tried to put back, flush it. Watkins hits the floor now. Jackson bringing the pressure here for the Trojans. Finds Owens, and Owens wanted a slam, but took an awkward angle and just gets the layup in. And I think the Crusaders have done a great job on film here for Ryan Roberts, because they haven't allowed him many times outside the three-point arc at all. Brockington loses it and steps out of bounds after regaining his dribble. The official just waited for him to gather the dribble to call that he had stepped away from the line there. So another turnover for the Trojans. It's been the story of the night here. Peterson will check back in.
23.
Going back to the zone, the Trojans had a little bit of success in the first half. Finding it inside. Murphy down low, boxing out, and should have stepped up, as that was an easy basket. Peterson tried to pick up the slack but couldn't do anything.
There was just a lack of communication with who was needing to be where in the zone.
Nelson, Roberts for three. Too strong. Peterson, great rebound. Peterson pulls it out. Pump fakes. He tries a three, and it's not good. And it's going to be out of bounds off the Crusaders now. Trojans will take possession of the ball. Down 16 here. Biggest lead for the Crusaders.
White's got to capitalize off of this.
Go high to Watkins. Watkins now looking for the play. Drives in. Puts his shoulder down. Unlucky rim balance. Nobody there to help him defensively for the rebound. Now the Trojans got to get back on defense, and they find Owens for the slam. Coach Grant has seen enough. This will send us to a media timeout. He's called timeout, and we will take one with him here. We welcome you back here to Carnegie Arena as the Trojans of Mount Olive take on the Crusaders of Belmont Abbey, and it's not been pretty if you're a Trojans fan.
Not pretty at all, and it's really got to do with, honestly, with mindset. I feel like the Trojans feel defeated in some points, but you really just got to be able to adjust, and I feel like the Trojans are having a hard time adjusting.
Owens tried biting on the long pass up. We'll have a foul called against number 10 for the Crusaders, Jaylon Simpson here. And Murphy will go back to the line. Owens bid on that high pass, trying to get a good steal and breakaway to probably add some more energy to this Crusaders bench. But when you do that, you leave the paint wide open, and Murphy's been attacking that.
Murphy right now sitting at 17 points.
First free throw good here on this attempt. That makes him 4 for 5. I mean, shooting the ball very well at 80%, normally struggling from the free throw line. Getting 4 for 5, and the Trojan lead scorer, the next person is Peterson, who we've seen great things at the free throw line and three-point range. It's just he's gone cold as of late. And Murphy's been that spark plug. Second one rims in, and that makes him a healthy 5 for 6 at the free throw line. Pressure here by the Trojans, trying to add a little bit of difficulty, but the Crusaders get it in with ease. Now they'll take over as Wirtz passes to Taylor. Taylor, of course, having a big game here, back-to-back weeks. Jump ball here from Trey Nelson, and it will be Trojan ball, our first jump ball of the possession, of the half, and even of the game. Now, Crusaders backing off their pressure just a bit. Nelson trying to get something going. Peterson cutting at the rack. They found Johnson. Murphy goes up, and he's been Mr. Reliable down low, and he's getting baskets.
Players just have their day sometimes, and today is Aaron Murphy's day.
Trojans with tight defense here. Peterson now guarding Kane. Inside pass, and Peterson, great second effort, gets back there so to disrupt the pass just a little bit. Little Euro step in and shot good by the Crusaders. That was number 3, Works. Now Nelson takes the lane, find Watkins. Watkins too strong and has Trojan ball. Another quick timeout here. I think from Coach Grant trying to set up a play. We're going to stay here with 2 things really is leave the middle covered because that's where the attack plan has been for this Crusaders attack plan, which has been feed the middle, get to the foul line, and then you just need to tighten up on your man so that way you don't have to abandon the 3 later on because you're so far down. Watkins now driving in. Too strong again, and we'll have a late foul called here. Foul's on number 23 of Salt.
Not only do you have to be more disciplined and staying sharp on your defensive assignments, it's that help the helper. It's that little pocket pass right underneath the goal that is always being left unattended to.
And Watkins missing the first one there, kind of shocking as he's a 77% free throw shooter on the year. Trojans need these right here. That's why they're called free throws. You need to be able to get to the basket.
As my granny would say, they free, baby.
Second one goes. My coach had a different philosophy about free throws. I just remember pain every time we missed a free throw because we'd have to run and run every time we missed free throws.
I feel like that's everybody's just canon event at that point. It's just, ugh.
Murphy, great defense, allows the offensive rebound as Owens hits it out of bounds. And, I mean, good ball there for the Trojans. Murphy was there, and it just rolled in the favor of the Crusaders. But still get the turnover as Owens just outsized Nelson and hit it off his hand and went out of bounds. Now Nelson take the ball for the Trojans, gets a drive, leads into the corner, has Murphy there. They find Johnson. Johnson drives, puts it up. Too strong and nobody there to help get the rebound now. Trojans trying to add a little bit of pressure. Taylor pushing it up the floor. He finds Kane. Kane now to the floor. Defended by Watkins. Over to Wirtz. Peterson was guarding Wirtz. Now Murphy guarding Taylor. Deep 3 from Kane, and it's good.
Thomas, that was textbook. That was textbook. I cannot lie to you.
And your shooter's going to shoot right back as Peterson just a little strong, missing it. Now Crusaders in transition, gets it to Owens and is out of bounds against them. Miscommunication there and Trojans ball. Ryan Roberts coming in here for Aaron Murphy. Roberts will inbound the ball and Trojans just look down right now. You need a spark. You need to get going. Nelson will bring the ball up. Kane on him.
The best way to get a spark going is to get a defensive stop. I feel like there have been too many times where it shows that the Crusaders they just want the ball more. And it seems like they're getting every rebound underneath the sun.
And Nelson attempt there blocked by Frazier. I mean, that doesn't help matters, but at least they keep retention of the ball. Fresh 20 on the shot clock now. Trying to inbound it. Got to inbound it soon. They find Roberts. Roberts now driving around. Finds Peterson. Screening for Roberts. Good team ball now. Just helping each other out. Watkins gets in there, and that's a swat from Taylor. Missed by the official. And then that should be a travel, but they're not going to say he had possession of it. Now, quick pace as Owens dunks it on Peterson, and that's one you do not like to see as that will be added to the Owens highlight reel. Owens now in firm control. They find Roberts for 3, and it's good.
And he answers.
Coach for Belmont Abbey is furious after that 3-point basket. We have a timeout here on the floor.
Is this you? Email admissions at umo.edu or call 919-658-2502. Limited spaces are available in both formats.
We welcome you back here to Carnegie Arena as the action continues. Belmont Abbey still enjoying this 17-point lead as they drive, put one up, and can't get it to go. Trojans struggling for the rebounds as Owens, big man underneath, gets it again. I mean, nothing you could do there except grab the ball, and they just could not do it. Owens has had a great night here inside. Dunk and layup after layup. Now Nelson on the drive, puts one high up there to avoid the attack from Owens. Now Crusaders pushing the ball. They find Taylor looking at Owens and loses the ball. Frazier now drives inside, tries to feed Owens, and it's going to be off on the Trojans.
Something that I picked up right before the halftime, the timeout had just happened. Coach Belfield trying to hype up his team and trying to settle everybody down. Like, that ain't us. You got to be on the same page, and the communication has to be there because the Trojans had just answered with a three-point shot after, it seemed like the Crusaders were kind of celebrating after that dunk instead of staying poised and staying focused.
Now we'll have Watkins driving. He gets blocked by Owens. Owens tonight has 18 points, has been a big factor of their lead here late. And the Trojans just trying to keep up with the Crusaders now. It's going to be a sprint race. Johnson gets it. Roberts steals it out of midair. Interception, just standing there wide open. They get it to Watkins. Watkins loses the ball. Now Nelson guarding Frazier, trying to slow down the transition. And Taylor gets a wide open screened dunk as Owens had Peterson blocked from the inside, and Taylor just takes it to the rack, giving him 25 for the night. Watkins now driving through the pressure, pulls it and gets a jumper.
Josiah Watkins kind of understanding that turnover, was on him and not understanding that, you got to be able to take care of the ball as of late. And he answered, and he was able to have a smooth jumper and snake his way through the paint.
And Taylor celebrating there after that fancy layup right in Roberts' face. Now Peterson trying to get something going. They get it to Roberts. And three! This team's coming alive here, still down, but trying to fight his way back in. We're going to get a block foul against Shane Peterson.
We got a whole bunch of subs coming in for the Crusaders, but a time that the Belmont Abbey coaching staff needs to instill in their coaches. In their players, excuse me.
Both teams are very young. Averaging at least 4 or 5 sophomores to freshmen. Belmont Abbey does have a graduate transfer, but it's just been a young season. We have a steal, breakaway, Josiah Watkins, and slams it down for the Trojan faithful.
Yes, sir. Now that's the spark that we want to see, Thomas.
Yeah, and pressure here has him trapped, and they get it out. Very good awareness by teammate number 5, Jalen Jones, finds the inside. Peterson hits it out. Great defensive effort here, especially after the slam. Just under 3 minutes to go here. And, Trojans are on fire right now. A slam, getting threes to shoot. And now, almost getting another turnover there. Trying to play some tight D. Barely gets it in time. We'll have a ticky-tacky foul against Ryan Roberts here against Frazier. Frazier's going to go to the line as the Trojans are back in the 1-and-1 here.
Ryan Roberts. He's got 2 personal fouls.
Frazier misses, and it's an 82% shooter, and the ball will go in the favor of the Trojans here. Trojans looking to get something going. .247 left in the game. Trojans will have Nelson. Nelson looking, trying to find help. They find Murphy inside, and again, the inside's been there. Both teams have used it. Murphy using his side. Crusaders switching to a weird 3-2 zone. Pressure coming. Now Trojans trying to keep it in front of them. Josiah Watkins steps out with the turnover. I mean, he had a great interception, but I saw that foot plant, and I was like, it's going to come back. Down 14 here, trying to make a run of it as Ja'Cory Owens comes back in, and he's been the big man presence for Belmont Abbey tonight, sitting with 18 points, and then, of course, Taylor having 27 points, too shy of another tying his career high. Aaron Murphy, though, for the Trojans, 23 points tonight.
Just a fantastic effort from all those players that he had just mentioned. Just understanding that the big game is here and you're able to produce.
Taylor, step back. Can't get it. A little too strong. Watkins now finds Nelson. Nelson pushing the floor. Back to Watkins. Watkins drives. And we get a late whistle. Watkins will go to the free throw line. Foul is on number 2, Mason Taylor. That will be Mason Taylor's third foul here. And, I mean, with just 2 seconds more of the 2 minutes to go, Watkins hits his free throw. You're going to leave him out there. Only 3 fouls. Nothing to really worry about. But Trojans now down 13, trying to get back into this game. Watkins 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Quick change as Darius Kane comes in for the Crusaders. Fans here urging the Trojans to hustle on defense. We're going to call a reach-in foul on Trey Nelson here. And that will send the Crusaders back to the line. It's number 3, Kamari Wentz will go to the line. Wentz a 67% free throw shooter, and he drills the first one. I've seen this Trojans team fight back from a lot, but 2 minutes is just not enough time to do it, especially when you're in the 1-and-1 right now and can't get anything. Missed foul there. Not called by the officials. Deep 3, NBA level. Shane Peterson can't hit. Watkins fights hard for the rebound. Now to Roberts for 3. Too strong. Murphy gets the rebound. Nelson will try it. 3.
Finally. We'll take that.
Trey Nelson not known for scoring here, but sets down and gets the three-point basket. Good pressure. Leaves the man wide open, though. Now Taylor at the left side of the key. Watkins hand in the face and just goes up left-handed with the layup. Back to a 13-point lead. Josiah Watkins pushing hard. Drives to the paint, spins, puts the shoulder down. Owens tries to get the swat, and Watkins gets the point. Now down to an 11-point game.
It trickles right in.
Crusaders get it to their playmaker and Taylor. Taylor finds Kane wide open in the corner. Should have shot the 3, but thought against it. Now, quick foul here from Shane Peterson.
Or is it Trey Nelson?
It's going to be called on Peterson's third foul. And now they'll be back to the 1-and-1.
I feel like the Crusaders are going to try to play the infamous keep-away game.
Drills the first one, does Wirtz, and Wirtz now playing clutch here for the Crusaders. Second one, money, hasn't missed.
I am proud of the defensive pressure that the Trojans decided to put on the Crusaders as of late, as Trey Nelson tries to make something happen from the 3 deep, and it doesn't go.
And Josiah Watkins tried to make a crazy play even crazier, but just out of the reach of Roberts. Down 13, under a minute to go. You don't need to go to the initial foul thing. You're down this big. Just don't give up big baskets like that. That should be a tech hanging on the rim like that. Not going to be called.
No, that's not going to be called.
Crunch time down here. Offensive foul called on Aaron Murphy with a block. And now they're going to be shooting.
It just seemed like a sense of urgency was instilled in the Trojans. It's just they were out of place and made a tough.
It's now just turned into the Ja'Cory Owens highlight reel show. Just disrespectful as nothing but alley-oops to him. Roberts, 4 threes, something positive for the Trojans, but they're just going to feed Jakari Owens multiple times over. Roberts intentionally fouls there just to prevent another highlight dunk from Jakari Owens, and Owens has bent the rim enough tonight. I mean, just sit on the clock and run it out. You're up 14. It's not like miraculous things can happen in 30 seconds. That's not enough time. Trojans can build momentum for next week, but this game is pretty much done.
I mean, at this point, I can see Jakari's fingerprints on the rim, not going to lie, but it is what it is. I feel like the Trojans had a stretch where they showed tremendous effort, and they were able to pressure the ball and actually be on the same page and rotate. And, you know, I just wish that they would have been more consistent with it. But, you know, we learn from it and we grow.
And Nelson drains a 3. I mean, it's going to bring it down to a 13-point game. And now, if I'm the Crusaders, I'm just holding the ball, letting the clock dribble out. Trojans just going to allow them to do it. I mean, it's been a phenomenal game here for Mason Taylor, who had 29 points. Jakari Owens had 22 points. Jakari Owens didn't help his team at home from the free throw line, missing his big free throws. But that will do it here from Carnegie Arena for this Conference Carolina Digital matchup between the Crusaders of Belmont Abbey and the UMO Trojans.